How you doing, folks? Stephen Martinez, embodiment of the Archangel Michael. We're still at Griffith Park having a wonderful, wonderful morning. It's a beautiful day here in Los Angeles, and we came to the edge now, where we have nature and cement happening, and interesting dynamic there. It's got its own type of beauty. We got cut off just a little bit on that. And here's this guy. He's like me. He can't relax. Can't sit. He's always got to be doing something, looking for action. And then you got me, generally sitting under a tree, saying, what can you teach me? Teach me something, man. I'm ready. So let's go ahead and experiment with this. We were, as I left off there that last time, talking about relationships. So one of the, I would say, and mind you, maybe perhaps the most beautiful gift that occurs when you dedicate yourself to High Creator and to truth, and through meditation and connecting to the Divine Creator, connecting to Spirit by touching it yourself, not by theorizing or conceptualizing, but actually immersing yourself in the energy. You start doing all kinds of cool things like painting and writing and playing instruments that you didn't know you could play, but perhaps the most important thing for me is I get to pay very close attention to all the little details in life. And of course, I'm also writing too. I've got a couple books, and my writing, I need to be encouraged to write. Like when my wife gives me some notes or pushes me, I write something. I write a book. But I prefer the if I'm not painting, I feel like I'm not breathing. And I love the instant gratification of a painting. Because it's unfolding, especially what I'm doing right now, where I can literally throw a bunch of paint onto the floor, and there's going to be an eagle, there's going to be a giraffe, or there's going to be an elephant show up, and I will literally show you what I'm talking about. So it's hard to walk away from that, you know what I'm saying? But I do know that I do love to write, and they keep telling me I have to do this blog thing, and I don't even know, as High Creator is my witness, I don't know exactly what a blog is. I think it's some kind of website or whatever, but anyway, I got to do something like that, I guess, because the writing, I will admit, is beautiful, because I'm an empty cup. I get filled up and it pours back on me, and that is really exciting, because I'm learning as I write. Do you understand? I'm just the vessel now. I'm just an open vessel. And with my quote paintings, I realize now they don't want me to use the word paintings anymore. I don't want to borrow them. There's a lovely couple over here making out, and I don't want to bother them because they're in love, and so I don't want to interfere with that. So when they don't let me use the word painting anymore. I'm only allowed to use the word pairing. And it started out when I was writing on my iPhone. They call it the smartphone. Well, it is sometimes. Every time I wrote painting, pairing came up, and then Creator said, use that, because you're hooking up with me on every image you do. I'm invoking High Creator. Do you understand? And that's our right to do that. And I'm connecting with the Buddha. I'm connecting with the Christ, and it comes right through me. And on the Buddha statues, they're teaching me about life as I paint. And it's very romantic, and it's very exciting. So, Athena, you want to come up here, baby? You're gonna stay there? That's my beautiful princess. She is the purity. Crystal blue eyes. She is utter perfection. This guy's nothing but trouble. Me and him, the only thing separating us is one brown eye, because he's got one brown eye and one blue eye. How you doing? Anyway, so in relationships, so this beautiful couple right here, kissing one another, very beautiful thing, and I think so I get to pay attention to the fine details, and certainly my relationship. I can't wait to talk about my relationship with my wife. It turns out I had to take on a Persian wife, a woman who was born into war between Iran and Iraq. We wrote a book about it. She's been through living hell with all the radicalism that's going on there, and she had to overcome. And here's the bottom line, guys: when you grow up in an environment like that, in a dangerous obstacle course, like she did within the Middle East, and I'm sure everyone in the Middle East that I talk to now that's here comprehends it. The ones still living there may not comprehend exactly the extreme environment that they're living in at the moment. But unfortunately, what happens when they come here, they don't go back. My wife hasn't been back, and it's very common for me to hear a Persian person that's been here for 20 years. And I said, have you gone back? No. Immediately, before I even asked the question. And that needs to change too, guys. That's a shame. And that's government and religion, once again, getting in our way. Because the people, people are amazing. Once we get all the rhetoric and all the BS out of the way, we connect. We're all brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I chose a Persian wife because, and I don't want to say Persian wife. We chose one another, but only someone who had grown up in war in all those extreme environments could handle this relationship. Because when I tell you that I live every day as though it's life and death, that tends to get a little intense. Do you know what I'm saying? That energy tends to get a little intense, and we're growing every single day because we're commanding it. So it's been the pure feminine and the pure male colliding, and so I can't wait to get in the details of that. It's a lot of fun, and she's a cool person, and she's growing leaps and bounds and teaching me, and she's a lot younger than me, but she's led me into every good thing in my life. She found these guys. She led me into my writing, and she led me into my painting by her example. So what we've done, and what I want you to do, if it resonates within your soul, and I think what people tend to do wrong on this planet within the relationship is, first of all, they started off wrong. Don't adopt the vows of the government or the church, guys. They're anchoring duality within your soul. For sickness and in health, no. For health, don't involve sickness in your relationship. For richer and for poor, no. Don't involve poor in your quotes. I mean, that's anchoring some nasty stuff, folks, and it only gets nastier from there once you start getting into this duality business that they were preaching. The separation. They separated you from man from woman. They totally attacked a woman and bound the feminine. They separated man from man. If you look around the world, we're separated by books, and most importantly, they separated man from God. God is not a concept or a theory to wonder about and wait around for you to die when you get to have your 72 virgins or whatever heaven they're promising you. Do you understand? It's not a theory and a concept. It's a living thing. And when you're in it, I am that I am. So the biggest mistake I believe that people are making, first of all, they're starting off wrong. Started off in a beautiful environment where you anchor some really amazing, powerful things for yourself. And one of those things that you should anchor for yourself is this. We want to experience everything that two souls can experience together. We want to experience the very heights that love has to offer. Now, when you anchor something this lofty for yourself, it doesn't allow you. See, when you anchor things, strong things like that, and you always say, of course I put the relationship in God and High Creator's hands. That's the smartest thing any of us can do about anything. We always offer things up first. And then we can add our little tidbits. But when you anchor something so powerful and so high for yourselves, what it does is it's the gold carrot. So we go up. It doesn't allow us to come down. Do you understand? And when you don't anchor things, when you don't have set ideals for yourself in relationships, in life, in all aspects of your life, then you will go flat or you'll go down. But when you anchor something really high, it's going to pull you up. Do you understand? That's why you anchor some really powerful things for yourself financially. You anchor some powerful things for your personal family, for the health and well-being of humanity. You anchor powerful things for the world. You anchor powerful things for your radius, your neighborhood, your government, your so-called government, the new government coming towards you now. We anchor very high ideals for ourselves so that life will fill the bill. Very simple, guys. It's just simply using our... Where are you going, man? Where do you want to go? Where is there to go? Huh? What is it you want to do? And what is it you want to say? Say something. So we can go right across the board on that, guys. And let me tell you, it's a very real thing. Very real thing. Our imaginations, our written word, the most powerful, amazing gifts ever given to us, along with our imagination. And the other thing I want you to do is get yourself a vision board. I had gotten away from this for a long time. So literally, I'm writing one day, and Creator says, get yourself a vision board. I'm like, okay. So literally, as High Creator is my witness, I'm walking through the alley, and very, very often I'm, the things I paint on, I find wood, other man's. I can't wait to show you my art, but I'm turning trash into treasure, and it's a lot of fun. So I'm walking through the alley, and there's a vision board. It's the cardboard, exactly what you would need. I took it home, I cleansed it, and then it's got cork on it so that I can pin things up. So I start pulling images, right? Because we're visual beings. So in one way I've written them down, and on the other hand I'm seeing them with my eyes now. So I have beautiful scenarios, beautiful images of nature, of sharing, of wondrous parties together, of lovely houses, cabins in the forest, which we love so much, a house on the beach. Guys, why can't we have it all? Who says we can't? Do you understand? And on that note, dream big. I want to have it all. I want to have that house on the beach, okay? So you anchor the house on the beach, right? You set it in stone and say, I want that. Life will then push you in that direction. So if you're working at McDonald's and handing out burgers, and all of a sudden you say, well, I want the house on the beach, guess what? All of a sudden the ideas start coming to you. All of a sudden you realize you're a great painter. All of a sudden you realize that you have some incredible talents. All of a sudden you realize that life is on your side, heard your request, and is filling it. And guys, you must touch truth to know truth, and I have touched that truth many times. And it's only getting more and more exciting as we go along. I'm always involving nature because it is my passion. And there's a lot of animals that need our help. Well, that takes money. Mother, Father, God. And you've heard of people making contracts with the darkness, and God knows they have. Contact with the dark side and blah, blah, blah. Music industry and TV industry comes immediately to mind. Well, guess what, guys? We can also if they can do that, we can most certainly make contracts with God, Creator, Buddha, Archangel Michael, and Christ. I do it all the time. So I went into contract with Buddha not too long ago, and I said, Buddha, how you doing? I want to change the world. I want to change the earth. I want to take care of the animals. I want to take care of human beings. I want to nurture the world. I want to give the world, you know what's on my mind? You know what's on my breath? Is I want to bring beautiful things to your doorstep. Here's two of them right there. It'll never get any more beautiful than that. So I apologize ahead of time. I can't compete with that. I just can't compete with this. And I just can't compete with that. Do you understand? I can only be humbled by it and surrender to it. And that goes for the rest of my animals. But I'll tell you what, within my little humble abode, beauty is exploding. It's exploding all over the place. And as soon as the beast system, Fed Reserve, gets out of the way, because, these are sacred things. Dirty hands are not allowed to touch it. So can you imagine if you were the institution that's standing in between me and my people? Can you imagine if the burden? Whew, that's a heavy burden to have. But like I said, Creator God says, I cannot participate in that in any way, shape, or form. No dirty hands may touch my sacred merchandise. Let me set that in stone. And anyone that wishes to is offering themselves down the very darkest road. What do you want me to tell you guys? So guys, anchor some really beautiful, powerful things for yourselves, like I just did. Let the sky, don't let the sky be the limit. Let the sky be the starting point. So as you're sitting down and writing these things, see yourself in another hemisphere, man. Get yourself out of the muck of this earth, or close your eyes and sit on the bottom of the ocean in a giant seashell that surrounds you, that you are the pearl, and start creating your ideas from that perspective, from that point of existence. Do you understand? Our imagination is the key, guys. We can do whatever we want. It's up to us. Go into contact with High Creator. Say that you want to change the earth. You want to change the world. You want to help the animals, and you will.